Helo a chroeso. Mae'n bleser gen i eich croesawu I gyhoeddiad enillwyr Gwobrau Dewi Sant 2020. Thank you so much for joining me at the 2020 St David Awards Winners Announcement. The St David Awards are the Welsh Government's national award scheme, which recognises the extraordinary achievements of people here in Wales. Now, I was due to be joined by the finalists and their family and friends at a ceremony at the Senedd on the 19th of March, and the winners were to be announced there. But due to the coronavirus pandemic, that event could not take place. However, I am very pleased to host this virtual awards ceremony in order that the winners can be revealed and we can all celebrate their remarkable achievements. This is the 7th year of the St David Awards, and they offer a celebration of the very best of Wales, a way of honouring those who have made an exceptional contribution to our national life and the life of communities in Wales and further afield. There are 9 categories in total. The finalists for 8 of the categories were selected by an expert advisory panel chaired by Dr. Phil George, and they had the really difficult task of shortlisting these individuals and groups from nominations that came pouring in from all over Wales. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Phil and all members of the advisory committee for their hard work and for their support. The 9th St David Award is the First Minister's Special Award, which is chosen by me. I will announce at the end who this year's winner is and why I have chosen them. On behalf of the people of Wales, I want to say a huge thank you to all our finalists. Diolch yn fawr iawn I chi gyd. Rydych chi ein gwneud ni gyd yn falch o fod yn Gymraeg. You make us all very proud to be Welsh. Y categori gyntaf yw dewrder. Our first category is bravery.
I'm Jess Hanley and I work for Dyfed Powers Police. It was the 25th of July 2018. Myself and my colleagues got a call to report of a fire on the seafront, and we've attended and we could see that there was quite a lot of smoke coming from the building. We were told that there was a person that was still inside the building and possibly a family up on the roof. Myself and my colleague have gone into the building in order to find this person. I don't think you think. You just go into work mode and you think, right, I've got to get these people out safely, and how am I going to do that as quickly as possible? There isn't time to think. It's in that moment you are just running on what you've been trained to do and what you think is best for those people. And if it meant getting another person out and safe, that's all I cared about. When we got there, it was thick smoke, but by the time, an hour or so later, it was flames coming out. I didn't expect anything like this to happen to me at all. It's a massive honour. I'm totally privileged to be put into the same category as the other award recipients. It's just amazing.
My name's Daniel Nicholson, and with Joel Snarl we managed to rescue 3 people from a burning plane. I picked up my son from his friend's house and I was driving back down the A40, and out of the blue a plane just came out of the trees from the side and crashed into the central reservation of the road, and it literally burst into flames straight away. I got out the car as quickly as I could and I just ran towards the plane. As I got under there, I noticed there was the pilot, and I could hear screaming in the back as well. And it was real fear I could hear. I kicked in the back window, and luckily it opened up enough gap to get the first person out, which was the young boy. And at that point, Joel Snarl came from the other direction and helped me get the girl out. And then the pilot came over from into the back, and he put his arms out, and Joel managed to get him on a double arm grip and just dragged him out of the plane in sort of one swoop, and then the flame just was totally engulfed in flames at that point. Yeah, it's just a proud moment. Yeah, it's definitely to be honoured by the Welsh people. Yeah, very proud.
I'm Joseph Morris, I'm 18 years old, I'm a surfer and I'm also a part-time lifeguard in my stig. I went to come down for a surf because I always come down here, it's my local beach, and because of the hurricane that just come in, the whole beach is red flagged, so all the lifeguards weren't operating. I was just going for a surf and there seemed to be a crowd that gathered near the pier and they were all pointing and looking. So I went over to see what was happening, and it looked like people had been dragged out to sea by the rip current, and the rip was moving extremely fast because of the rain and the swell that day. I paddled out very quickly because of the swell. Once I got them and I was paddling in the rip current, I just was really focused on keeping a strong pace, and then halfway through the girl was showing difficulty and stuff, so I put her on my board and I was pushing her swimming and then pulling the other guy, sort of, even if I'm getting a little bit of space each stroke, just little things towards the beach was a big thing at that point because the current was so hard. And then the lifeguards had been alerted then, and they drove down in a truck down to here to meet me on the beach side. There was a big sort of crowd on the side, and lots of people watching and applauding and stuff, and but I managed to get them out safely in 20 minutes. It was sort of in the moment decision. I saw people that needed help and I wanted to try my best to get them the help they needed. It means a lot to me to be recognised by my country, really. I'm really proud and I'm really happy. I'm just honoured.
Ac enillydd y wobr yw, the winner of the Bravery Award is Joel Snar and Daniel Nicholson. Our category nesa yw business, and the next category is business.
Rachel Clacker, I'm co-founder of Moneypenny.
My name is Ed Reeves and I'm one of the co-founders of Moneypenny.
My brother and I set up the business 20 years ago now, here in Wrexham, but actually over the time we've pooled our views on customer service, and we've worked really hard, and we've managed to create this extraordinary business and recruit amazing people along the way who've allowed us to grow.
We look after switchboards and live chats using amazing technology and incredible people. And we develop the technology using such things as speech recognition and so on, and then we provide incredible people to replace the switchboards, handling the calls here at Moneypenny just as if we were based in their offices.
Mae o'n lle anhygoel i weithio, mae pawb mor hapus a pawb mor gyfeillgar. Mae pawb fel un teulu mawr a maen nhw'n neud ti isio dod yma I weithio.
We are very much a people business, and we have extraordinary technology, and we provide amazing people to make that technology work to the very best of its abilities for our clients.
And well, today we're the biggest in the UK, and when combined with the US business, we're the biggest in the world, really. It's
fabulous, isn't it, to be nominated for this award, and it's just a recognition of the amazing hard work, talent and ambition that our team has here at Moneypenny.
My name's Nigel Jervis. I'm founder and technical director of Team Our Line.
And I'm Joyce Jervis, Nigel's wife and managing director of Team Our Line Limited. We purchased Team Our in 1993. It had been our ambition to buy a property back in Wales that we could actually restore, but we were unable to get traditional lime mortars and plasters locally, and so we started to manufacture our own and recognised there was a potential for a business in Wales. So this year we're celebrating 25 years, but we recognised that these traditional materials were actually more environmentally friendly than modern materials, and Nigel in particular has looked at how we take what's best from the past in lime mortars and plasters, but address the current problems that we have with climate change.
Traditional materials are materials which develop because of our needs today, our pressures, environmental pressures, our desire to use things that are more environmentally attractive, more healthy within our homes, providing better air quality. And all these things have a cumulative effect which create a better, healthier environment.
We're not just producing sustainable materials, but we're living and breathing the whole environmental, ethical way of operating that we believe we all have to do in the current climate.
It's really nice to be recognised for what's been quite a hard process, really.
Being nominated and shortlisted for this award is really exciting for us because it actually, I think, shows that what we're doing is very, very valid in today's environment.
Stephen Davis, Chief Executive of Penderyn Distillery. We're an independent business located, of course, in the beautiful Brecon Beacons, and we produce a range of premium spirits, most notably a single malt whisky. One of the biggest challenges for us over the years has been to build credibility, having not had any whisky in Wales for over 100 years.
Wel, dechreuon ni wrth gwrs cynhyrchu yn y flwyddyn 2000, oedd y whisky yn barod yn 2004, dydd Gwyl Dewi. Dechreuon ni canolbwyntio ar farchnad Cymreig i gyntaf, wedyn ni wedi ehangu i gwerthu dros Prydain, ac wrth gwrs ni wedi datblygu barchnad tramor hefyd, yn enwedig cyfandir Ewrop, yn Ffrainc a'r Almaen, hefyd yn America, farchnad fawr yn America wrth gwrs.
And it's easily recognisable as being different from Scotch whisky, Irish whisky, or even Kentucky bourbon. So I think we're very lucky that we have something that is a very unique style.
Ni'n cyflogi tua 60 o pobl, mae'r rhan fwyaf nhw'n byw yn lleol, yn Cwm Cynnon, Hirwaun a Aberdâr.
People involved both inside the business and outside the business, and our supporters and customers. And so if we win an award like this, then it's a great reflection, I think, on us as a business, and is a great credit to everybody involved.
My name's Adrian Emmett. I'm from the Rhondda Valley in South Wales. I've got two businesses in Treorchy. I got the Lion, which we're in now, and I got the Bistro which we're road with a business partner. The pub is the hub. You know, it's about offering a community space. We've got 15 sports teams that come from here. There must be a dozen different community groups that use it as a base. And it's the real community building that I think has affected a lot of change within the area as well. And I think it's proof that the Lion has won numerous awards nationally, and the town now has won numerous awards as well, being the best high street in Britain. And I think that's proof that what a community can do by saying, right, this is our community and we're going to take charge of this, and we've done it together. We sponsor about 11,000 students in about 44 schools with the Line Attendance Challenge. We get involved in every event that's in the town, so whether it's the Rhondda Arts Festival, the Rhondda Pride that which was our first one last year. The Christmas parade is fantastic, and the lights get switched on outside the pub. The more we've done for the community, the more they come into your business as well. So it's a partnership with the community. Mae'n anrhydedd fawr. Rwy'n teimlo'n balch i sefyll yma. Rwy'n wneud hwn am y busnes i'r cymuned. So os chi'n gallu neud e mewn busnes ac yn rhoi benefit nôl i'r cymuned, mae hwnna'n perffaith.
Ac enillydd y Wobr Dewi Sant am fusnes yw the winner of the 2020 St David Award for Business is Moneypenny. Categori newydd eleni yw categori nesa, ysbryd y gymuned. The next category is new this year, Community Spirit.
Wasim Said from B-Town area in Tiger Bay. Well, the established Tiger Bay Boxing Club, which we took over Pat Thomas. We've got members from 150 to 200 boys a week, from all diversity in all areas of Cardiff. Everybody thinks of this area as being, very, what can I say, rough. There's a lot of issues that's happening, negative issues, a lot of drug problems. We're all family, we all get along. It's very important to have a sense of family. Reason being, some people are from broken homes. We do activities together, like if we go out for dinner, we go for trips. We went to Brecon Beacon with South Wales Police, which was an amazing opportunity for some boys because they've never travelled outside this area up in Buttown, and it was really great experience for them. Discipline is really important. It strengthens the person's personality and character, and it makes them learn from a young age and how to be respectful. It pushed you to do something which is very effective in a positive way, and the change that's happened is a positive change. I feel honoured and privileged, the fact that I'm recognised for the work I'm doing, but all of this work is down to my boys, not down to my boys and girls in Tiger Bay Boxing Club, and to all the community who's backing us up as well.
My name's Julian and I'm one of the co-founders of Community Furniture Aid.
My name is Marianne and I'm Secretary and co-founder of Community Furniture Aid. We provide two services really, I would say. We provide the main service, which is providing furniture and food pack to people, which is the service that we're really known for.
Basically, we get called out to somebody that is moving into a property with nothing whatsoever. And we will literally use the stock that we've gained from people donating to us. Then we could go out and we could furnish these houses so as to give people a fresh start. Whereas
a few hours before, they had nothing at all, and you're giving these people the dignity of a completely fully furnished home.
5.5 years later, we've now fully furnished 470 houses just across Bridgend County.
But the other service is, although we furnish around 100 fully furnished homes a year, we take 5,000 calls a year. Those are inquiries about people that want help.
We take the phone call, which is literally somebody bawling their eyes out because they're running away from domestic abuse or doesn't know where to go for help.
We do a lot of signposts. I do a lot of signposting to people where they can get information for help. And this is a huge growing part of what we do, signposting.
When we were nominated for the St David's Award, we were pretty gobsmacked, I must admit.
I didn't believe it at first. I thought it was a bit of a joke.
I'm Dr. Howell Edwards and one of the founder members of Valley's Kids, and I was chair of the Board of Trustees for 40 years. Our main work is based on 4 family community hubs across Rhondda and Taffyili, which provide a whole range of activities and services. We also have a hub for cultural industries based in the factory, which now includes an art gallery and a resident artist. And we also have a recently opened eco-residential unit on the Gower, where our children, families and young people go on holidays and weekends. Annually, we work with around 2,500 children and young people and about 1,000 adults. The arts is an incredibly powerful medium for helping young people explore their own feelings and ideas and ambitions and what the world has to offer them. And we have some hugely talented directors and staff and volunteers. And all that we've achieved really is due to their work. So Valley's Kids has come a long way in the 40 years. And it's been a privilege for myself to have had a small part to play.
Enillydd Gwobrau Dewi Sant Ysbryd y Gymuned, the winner of the 2020 St David Award for Community Spirit, is Wasim Saeed. Our category nesa yw diwylliant, and the next category is culture.
Ganwyd Russell T Davies yn Abertawe yn 1963. Mae'n awdur ac yn gynhyrchydd dramâu teledu. Mae rhai o'i ddramâu enwocaf yn cynnwys Queer as Folk, Bob and Rose, ac wrth gwrs yn 2005 aeth ati i atgyfodi'r ddrama ffuglen wyddonol enwog Doctor Who. Ar ôl llwyddiant Doctor Who, fe greodd 3 o raglenni llwyddiannus, Cucumber, Banana a Tofu. Wedyn, yn 2018, enillodd wobrau am ei addasiad o A Very English Scandal. Yn ddiweddar ysgrifennodd y gyfres ddrama hynod boblogaidd Years and Years, ac mae ar hyn o bryd yn ffilmio ei ddrama 5 rhan, Boys, ar gyfer Sianel 4.
Fy enw i yw Ifar Oclyn, a fi yw bardd cenedlaethol Cymru ar hyn o bryd. Dwi wedi bod yn ddigon ffodus i gael sawl anrhydedd yn ystod yng nghyfnod i fel bardd yma yng Nghymru. Fi fuesi'n fardd plant Cymru am gyfnod. Dwi wedi ennill coron genedlaethol ddwywaith, ond bellach yn goron ar ben bob dim fel petai dwi'n fardd cenedlaethol. Mae yna ddwy brif elfen i swydd bardd cenedlaethol Cymru. Yn gyntaf mae disgwyl iddo fo neu iddi hi ymateb i ddigwyddiadau o bwys yn y calendar cenedlaethol neu pethau sydd angen i gofio amdanyn nhw. Ac ar y llaw arall, mae disgwyl fod yna rhyw fath o lys genad os liciwch chi dros ein barddoniaeth ni yn y ddwy iaith ac yn diwylliant ni a'n iaith ni'n gyffredinol. Mae'r broses o greu cerdd yn gallu amrywio'n fawr. Gan amla rhyw lein sy'n dod, a weithiau mae leins yn dod yn annibynnol ar y cerddi, a wedyn mae'n fater o eu cofnodi nhw'n ofalus yn y gobaith ddaw na rhyw ddefnydd iddyn nhw. Roedd hi'n dipyn o syndod i ddall mod i wedi cael yn enwebu ar gyfer anrhydedd o'r fath, achos wrth gwrs mae bod yn fardd cenedlaethol yn anrhydedd yn ei hun. Felly mae'n fraint wrth reswm am rhaid i rywun derbyn hynny'n wilaidd am hynny.
Blaen y Gwent Film Academy. Action.
So the Blaen y Gwent Film Academy here in Tredigga is an absolutely fantastic place for youngsters to actually come and learn about all aspects of filmmaking, and then they go on and make these wonderful films. And one of the main things that we want to do is include everybody. We don't leave any youngster out because of financial restrictions or abilities. Every young person is welcome here. We've made many films for our youngsters, but two of our most successful films, number one is Stephen King's Stationary Bike, based on a short story that we had a license from Stephen King. And that was fantastic because it opened it up to the world, it put us on the world stage. We had many youngsters learn a lot throughout right the way through the production, and it picked up numerous awards. The other film, which I think is fantastic, is called Life of Plastic Cup. This was made by our class on a Saturday, and it was a plastic cup personified and how plastic pollution is damaging our seas and marine life. We will grow. I think our numbers, we are having more students join us every single week. But our long-term goal is to keep the place going, keep the opportunities available for people in the valleys. But for the St David's Award, we was absolutely thrilled because we're very proud of our culture, very proud of what we do here. And the more people who hear about us, whether it's in Wales, whether it's in America, whether it's right the way across Europe, the better.
Blaen y Gwent Film Academy. Cut.
Enillydd y Wobr Dewi Sant am ddiwylliant yw the winner of the 2020 St David Award for Culture is Russell T. Davies. Cyflwynwyr y Wobr Dewi Sant ddyngharol am y tro gyntaf eleni hefyd. The 2020 St David Humanitarian Award has also been introduced for the first time this year.
My name's Rachel Williams and I'm a campaigner. So I was in an abusive relationship for 18 years with a guy I met when I was 21 and until basically the fear of staying with him became greater than the fear of leaving him. And it was after he'd slit his wrist in front of our son Jack, who was 16, and then he strangled me. So I left. Then he came to my place of work on the 19th of August armed with a sawn-off shotgun, and there was a battle in the salon which resulted in him shooting me. And then he went off and hung himself, and then I came out of hospital on the 23rd of September 2011, and sadly on the 26th my 16-year-old son Jack committed suicide. Yeah, so this was something I had in my vision for a while for a survivor-led domestic abuse conference.
Today, I want to make Stand Up to Domestic Abuse official, for it to become an annual day where we all stand together and say no more.
There was roughly about 350 attendees. It was only standing space available. And it's just been so overwhelming with the response and saying, you know, thank you for holding this. You know, we really feel like the tide has turned with the survivors and the victims of domestic abuse, you know. And one of my main goals is to see something set up for children who experience domestic abuse and violence. You know, it is for everybody to recognise, because at the end of the day, you know, 1 in 3 women get affected by domestic abuse and violence, 1 in 6 men, you know, and all those children who are suffering. We owe it to the next generation to stop this out, because as a society, we've allowed it to grow into the epidemic it is. My main focus is not by winning an award or anything like that, is having the opportunity, like I'm doing now, to share my story, my vision, and what we need to be doing as a society to stamp this out.
My name is Robin Jenkins. I'm the founder of the charity Atlantic Pacific. A few years ago, the RNLI removed the lifeboat station from Atlantic College due to the change in the boat and health and safety reasons. And when that happened, a group of us decided to fill the void with another project. Well, we started our first summer school in 2015 with no experience and very little resources and zero money. Sort of decided that all the effort and all the sacrifice that we put into doing that, if we managed to save one life, then the whole exercise was worth it. So we had a slogan which was worth it for one. We're now looking at not just one, we're looking at thousands to tens of thousands of people have been either directly or indirectly assisted by Atlantic Pacific crew. The refugee crisis is being dealt with by a number of different NGOs, and nearly all of those NGOs use our crew who we train in the summer. I sacrificed quite a lot to do this. I've quit my job in London. I'm now committed to working for Atlantic Pacific full-time, and I'm still a volunteer for them, so it's a bit hard at times. But the mission is about something else other than awards, but if awards come our way, then there's an understanding and a recognition that what we're doing is worthwhile, and it gives us encouragement to go forward.
I'm Emma Lewis. I'm the chairperson of the Roots Foundation, a charity that supports young people in care, care leavers and those in kinship care and their carers. I was taken into care around 8 or 9 years old. I went back and forth to going from into kinship care with an auntie and then into mainstream foster care. The Roots Foundation was born simply out of an idea, coming across young people in care that were falling through gaps in provision. People who are genuinely interested in the care of young people in care is a passion of mine, and I just want to make sure that those young people know that they have trusted adults in their lives that they can talk to, that can help them and support them in moving on to whatever they want to do. We have 2,500 people walk through the door, at least 2,500 people every year looking for support and help, and we have specific projects. One project is funded by Children in Need that supports young people who've been the victims of child sexual exploitation. We then have a project called the KISS Project, which is funded by the Big Lottery, which supports young people in kinship care and special guardianship care and their carers. And then we have another project, and Alan runs that, and it's our independent living project. We are very fortunate to have 3 apartments on the side of this building where we teach young people from the age of 16 up to 18, 19 independent living skills. And our role is just to offer a positive environment for them to learn the skills that they need to. I'm just very grateful that people acknowledge what we try to do here, and humbled that someone would decide to nominate me.
Enillydd y Gwobrau Dewi Sant ddigarol yw, and the winner of the 2020 St David Humanitarian Award is Rachel Williams. A'r categori nesaf yw Arloesedd, Technoleg a Gwyddoniaeth. And the next category is innovation, science and technology.
I'm Professor Dave Worsley, Vice President for Innovation for Swansea University. We're doing fundamental research and applied research in the area of new types of solar energy materials which can be applied to the surfaces of metal and glass and plastic, and then we can put those on the outsides of buildings, making them net zero or energy positive.
Mae'r ymchwil mewn i'r adeiladau yma yn dangos y cysylltiad rhwng y gwyddoniaeth sylfaenol a'r hyn sy'n digwydd yn y byd real. Mae'r weledigaeth, mae'n gallu weld dros y gorwel i'r beth ni'n neud yn y coleg, mae fe'n wych.
Well, we've discovered a number of interesting things around how we can use very low-cost printing equipment, essentially enabling someone who might currently make a t-shirt to be able to make a solar cell. And that's pretty cool because it brings a democracy of power to the masses, because people will be able to make their own solar cells anywhere in the world.
I'm always in awe of the enthusiasm and commitment that he has to all his projects here at Swansea University, and he's really the backbone to everything that we do here.
I was extremely surprised and indeed excited to be nominated for an award. I've got a massive team of people who do brilliant stuff all day long, and it's as much or more for them than it is for me.
My name is Teresa Leah. I am Science and Innovation Director for Gamma Healthcare. The business is very much focused on infection prevention and control. It is a wonderfully dynamic, innovative company set up by two very passionate doctors 15 years ago, and we really are focused on preventing all aspects of infection and improve people's lives.
The main scheme they involve in is really product development and understanding how the product work. And that's where we're helping Gamma Healthcare to do so at Cardiff University.
Our probably most famous and our hero product is Universal Wipes under the Clinell brand.
They're funding research heavily at Cardiff University. So we learn about the customers, we learn about the practice in healthcare in Welsh hospitals, so we can adapt our product much better for the demand in hospitals.
And it's the desire to really have science at the heart in a truly innovative sense. It's a hugely exciting, dynamic and innovative company.
I've collaborated with Gamma Healthcare for the last 10 years, and they have invested heavily at Cardiff University, enabling the education of postgraduate students, postdoctoral fellows and undergraduate students. It is really pleasing to see that we are nominated for this award, and also it's a recognition that actually together, investing companies and working together with the university, that we can achieve a high result, both for the university, for Wales and obviously for the company.
My name is Tim Price. I'm R&D Director at Aber Instruments here. We make instrumentation for breweries and pharmaceutical companies mainly, and our instruments measure cell density or cell concentration. It kind of helps the companies that we sell to make either the beer or the drugs more efficiently and cheaper. Our main strength is our support that we give customers. So we kind of invented a technology, so we've got a very deep knowledge of how to do it, so we help our customers along.
Fan Aber Instruments y gweithwyr sydd yn berchen y cwmni, so mae yna'n gwahaniaeth i ni o llawer y gwmnioedd mas yna. A mae fe'n creu ethos o fewn y cwmni sydd jyst yn neud y lle yn bleser i weithio yma.
We always wanted to keep the company in Wales, based in Aberystwyth, to help the local people and employ local people. So we really are a Welsh-based company.
Mae'n wych cael ei enwebu a'i cael cydnabyddiaeth o fewn Nghymru.
Really pleased. We've had 1 or 2 awards in the past, but it's always great to get new awards. So yeah, very happy.
Enillydd y Gwobrau Dewi Sant am arloesedd technoleg a gwyddoniaeth yw the winner of the 2020 St David Award for Innovation, Science and Technology is Professor David Worsley. A'r categori nesa yw chwaraeon, and the next category is sport.
Last year, yeah, it was a pretty decent year. Six Nations, Grand Slam champions, pretty special. You know, it's always very nice to represent your country, obviously in a successful manner. To be able to receive a trophy that you've watched, or a competition you've watched for so long, and be able to get your hands on it is pretty special. And you know, we were just very privileged to be able to do that on behalf of the country. With regards to the highlights, I've been involved in quite a few Grand Slams and a few domestic trophies over a pretty decent length of time. So it'd be very difficult to put one, but you know, there's lots of different things to date, whether it be first cap, first Grand Slam. You know, first game my daughter's gone to, so there's a smorgasbord of things that are precious to me, but you know, I'm always conscious that it's about the next one, not the last one, so hopefully there's a few more memories to make. You know, I'm very lucky at times. You get kids that do their homework, and you get the odd tweet or Instagram post that some kids doing their homework about you somewhere, and I think, you know, it's just as flattering to, you know, be nominated for awards such as these, but also a child's doing their homework about you, or you've inspired someone like that. It's just as rewarding. So I think it puts it into context for me for you know, what I do and what it means to people, and that's the biggest thing for me.
My name's Sean Thomas. I'm the renal youth worker from the Heath Hospital in Cardiff and Morriston Hospital in Swansea. As part of my role, I am one of the team managers for the Welsh transplant team, or Team Trawsblaniad Cymru. The Welsh transplant team is a team of multi-organ transplant athletes from all across Wales. Some of them have had a kidney transplant, some of them have had a liver transplant, some of them have had a pancreas transplant or even a bone marrow transplant. And last year we sent 48 people along to the transplant games here in Newport last year. There really is something for all athletes to kind of come along, no matter what level they're at, and get them back active after having a transplant. That's very much what this team is about, you know, helping people make new friends who are perhaps in similar positions to them, creating that sort of peer support element, and you know, it's massively important that people do remain active, and hopefully that'll mean they have better health outcomes, and as well as kind of giving people back, you know, a support system really, you know, building up a community of people, you know, a group of friends through all these different sports that they're playing. We were really excited, massively proud to have been nominated for the award. It's been, there's been a lot of work going on in the background for the last 4 years at trying to grow the team, and you know, what we really want to do is just get as many people as we can back active after having a transplant, and continue living, you know, as normal a life as possible.
Hi, my name is Sabrina Mountjoy, and I'm the head coach of Team Wales Adaptive Abilities. So this team is an inclusive team of disabled and non-disabled athletes working together. We are the national team of Wales. And so the competition that we compete at is the World Championships of Cheerleading, which is the International Cheerleading Union World Championships. They're held every year at ESPNY World of Sports, which is at the Disney Complex in Orlando, Florida. And this current team is the 2019 silver medal team.
Mae'n wych achos ni'n gallu dangos fel y byd. Nid yn unig beth ni'n gallu gwneud yma yng Nghymru, ond hefyd mae'n dangos sut mae pobl falle sydd gyda anableddau, a jyst dangos sut ni'n gallu dod at ein gilydd fel tîm.
Up until 2017, there was absolutely no way that a disabled athlete could compete on a worldwide level, or indeed for the World Championships, because it wasn't a category. So this has opened a whole new avenue for athletes within Wales to compete on the highest level for their country, which has been very exciting.
Oedd yn rhywbeth enfawr I fi fod yn rhan o tîm cheerleading gyda frawd fi, ble oedd anabledd ddim yn issue. o gwbl ac oedd pawb yn just accepto fe fel rhan o'r dîm.
I think that we have a lot of opportunities in the future to move. Cheerleading is now becoming a much bigger sport. We're looking forward to hopeful Olympic recognition. So the sky's the limit at this moment. I was obviously overjoyed, as obviously the athletes were as well, that the government has been so supportive of us.
Enillydd y Gwobrau Dewi Sant am chwaraeon yw, the winner of the 2020 St David Award for Sport is Alan Wyn-Jones. A'r categori nesaf yw person ifanc, and the next category is young person.
Mae enw fi yw Tyler Ford, dwi'n 12 mlynedd oed a dwi'n gwneud kickboxio, bocsio a ffilmo. Roedd ni dechrau marfer pan roedd ni'n 3 mlynedd oed a roedd ni wedi dechrau ymladd pan roedd ni'n 4. Rydw wedi ennill y Welsh Fest mewn bocsio ac rydw wedi ennill y World Games yn kickboxio 9 gwaith. Weithiau mae'n rili galed y baws o ysgol a ymarfer mas. Rydw i'n helpu pobl sydd yn sal ac yn dosti, so rydw i'n gwneud arian lan I helpu nhw.
He was helping young children who were really sick, like one young boy called Gareth in Cardiff who was very ill with cancer. So Tyler went up and he actually gave him one of his World Championship gold medals. He paid for a new wheelchair to be made for Gareth because he needed a special wheelchair to go for walks just outside the hospital grounds. We went from there, then he walked over the Brecon Beacon Mountains, raised £6,000 for Birmingham Children's Hospital. He does other charity work by buying food for the RSPCA, a lot towards animals as well as people.
Rydw i'n mynd dros y wlad I wyndi y weld y pobl sal I helpu nhw mas.
Tyler's had a lot of awards in Italy and in this country and the Hall of Fame and so forth, but this one's a Welsh award. So I think that means more because Tyler's Welsh and we're Welsh and Welsh comes first.
I'm Michael, I'm 18, I'm a student, and I suppose my story began when at 8 years old I lost my dad to Parkinson's. As any child can feel that only sort of a few ways, sadness, anger, or sort of almost what I did, which is I want to find a cure to Parkinson's. So I went to the nursing home my father spent the last year of his life. And there I found that whenever they went to laugh, to smile, it almost seemed as if they looked slightly odd, as if they had Parkinson's. And realizing that, I sort of went to one elderly gentleman and I said, I don't suppose you have Parkinson's? And he said, no, I just have a liver disease and a lifetime of regrets. And I thought, oh, that's pessimistic. And then 6 months later, I saw him again. And he said, I have Parkinson's, how did you know? And based on that, I realized that what if you can see Parkinson's? So I ran to my local university, Bournemouth, and I knocked on the door of every professor of computer science, biology, neurology, to see if we could find a way forward. I assembled sort of a team of 15 from 8 time zones and 3 continents. And with their help, I was able to design an app that uses artificial intelligence to offer a preliminary diagnosis for Parkinson's. And we've had the privilege to diagnose 1,200 sufferers of Parkinson's. I lost my dad. I felt I had this somewhat sort of hole or sort of, I suppose, gap. And I wanted to fill it with something. So I started to realize that I really enjoyed playing volleyball. And so I started playing for my county, for my region, and then I had the privilege of playing for Wales. My father's parents, my grandparents, were Welsh. I have had the privilege of sort of putting on the Welsh jersey to be able to represent Wales, which is my country. And I hope that sort of this recognition will mean that I'll be able to make even more of a difference to even more sufferers of Parkinson's and ensure that we can really sort of make a difference.
My name's Alex Anderson. Currently I am a volunteer within the Military Preparation College, which is an organisation which is supporting young people who may have struggled within college or school and have dropped out from education. Volunteering-wise, I've done quite a bit over the years. I've had my own business. I've played the piano for elderly people, offered befriending service and talking to them about their stories. It's amazing the stuff that some elderly people come out with. I've raised money for Macmillan, St David's Hospice Charity, Gwenton Cardiology, the fund, which I've done fun runs for. I've done abseiling off the Newport Transporter Bridge. For autism awareness, I'm the ambassador for Wales for the Darn Award. So I've worked with young people within the Military Preparation College and people within schools as an ambassador for the Autism Spectrum Disorder base in Dufferin when I was there, sort of encouraging them, engaging them with their work, as well as offering support for them, because when they're struggling, I can understand because I have Asperger's myself, and just working with them in order for them to achieve everything that they can if they put their mind to. So my hopes, I hope to be the first person with Asperger's to join the Royal Air Force as a logistics officer, and so far I've passed every stage with flying colours. There's so many amazing people across Wales, so many amazing young people. I'm just very, very humbled to be considered worthy for such a prestigious award.
Enillydd y categori person ifanc yw, the winner of the 2020 Young Person Award is Tyler Ford. Y wobr olaf i'w gyhoeddi yw Gwobr Arbennig y Prif Weinidog. The final recipient to be announced is for my First Minister's Special Award. My choice this year is a person who I regard as a role model for people of all ages, but particularly young people. In this year of the Rugby World Cup, it's important to remember that he first became known to people throughout Wales on the international rugby stage. Since then, he has been honest and open about his sexuality, about his HIV status, and his story has been inspiring. His approach will help break down barriers and stereotypes, increase understanding, and will help others in a similar situation. Ac mae'r wobr arbennig yn mynd I, I'm delighted to announce that the 2020 First Minister's Special Award goes to Gareth Thomas.
I was really conscious about pleasing everybody, and I was really conscious about pleasing people that I may never ever meet. But the reality is there's only a certain amount of people who affect my life. And as long as I please them, as long as I have their support, then my life is gonna be happy. And all I've ever wanted is not to be treated any better than anyone else, but I've also not wanted to be treated any worse than anybody else. So for me, the fact that my life now is a normal life was all I ever wanted and all I could ever ask for. And for that, then I have the people of Wales to thank.
I think what I want to learn more than anything, what I want to learn is that I got HIV and it's okay, like, that's what I want to learn more than anything.
So the documentary and the build-up to it was a kind of a strange process because I celebrated making the documentary, yet the process to get to there was very much shrouded in shame, shrouded in secrecy, because I'd come to a point where through press intrusion and through blackmail that I was also receiving at the time. So it was all about, for me, taking control of my own life, taking control of my own narrative. But in the process of doing that, I had to confront a lot of fears of mine. I had to educate myself. But I was glad I wanted to do it that way, because what I wanted to do was I wanted people to come on that educational process with me. And at the end, be a challenge of whether you accept somebody for a vulnerability or whether through that vulnerability people are not going to support you. And luckily and gladly, everybody did. For me personally, receiving any award that has a Welsh heritage to it, that has Welsh history to it, is probably the proudest things that I could ever be asked to be a part of. And I'm only here today. I'm only receiving this today because of the support I've received since the announcement of living with HIV, and more importantly the support I received on the day in Tenby in West Wales, where every single person was nothing but positive to me. And to me, to be able to do something like that in my own country and to have people around me from Wales and then get to this point, for me is a huge, huge honour.
Llongyfarchiadau i'r holl enillwyr a'n teilangwyr. Mae wedi bod yn fraint cael clywed am eich gwaith a'ch cyflawniadau. Congratulations to all our winners and finalists. It's been incredibly humbling to hear all their stories. They are all fantastic examples of the calibre of people we have here in Wales, people we can all be proud of. Nominations for the 2021 awards are now open. Because of coronavirus, some of the categories are changing. Information on all the categories will be available shortly on the St David Awards website. Diolch yn fawr.